You're listening to Board Game Games, where we talk about everything related to tabletop, whether it's card games, board games, tabletop RPGs, dice, whatever we want to talk about. Thanks for listening as we talk about shedding card games.
Hey, George, how are you doing this week?
Hi, Chris. Doing great this week. How are you?
Doing well. Yeah, it's been a busy week, but you had a Kickstarter finally show up. You want to talk about that?
Yes, I would love to talk about this. This is a game that just came in. I played it last night, and I'm really thrilled with it. It's called Trouble on the Tempus, and it's a game in which you are a crew of spacefarers on a spaceship that is undergoing disasters, and you're definitely going to die. But the thing is, this spaceship is equipped with a time machine. So as everything goes haywire, you can hit the time travel, go back to the start of the game, and then play your way through with more knowledge about what is going to go wrong. So there's kind of a memory element in kind of a strange way, but you have all these characters that have different abilities, and when you do something in one part of the ship, it has all these ripple effects, and you can't know everything perfectly, because when you go back in time, you put into the deck of disasters a paradox card, and you don't know what that's going to do. You've caused some kind of time paradox. So the theme is wonderful. The game is great. I cannot wait to play it more. Just got it, but after one play, where we actually played it twice through, so basically 8 times. It's really, really great. Trouble on the Tempus is one that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Have you ever played Loop Inc. by Scott?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Loop Inc. is excellent. Tragedy Looper is just wonderful. I love all kinds of time travel games. I love time travel just in general. I like all the movies about time travel, like Time Crimes is an incredible movie. If you know that one, or if you haven't seen that one, look that one up. It's I think Portuguese or something like that, but it's fantastic.
Have you ever seen the one where the guy has this, I can't think of the name of it right now, but he has this rental space, like a, rental garage, whatever. And his time machine is just a box that he gets into. and basically, he has to sleep the same amount of time that he's going back in time. And then he gets out of the box and then has to relive the day. And it's an interesting one.
All right, I'll check it out. Yeah. Somebody just told me last night as we were playing this game, he said that one of the best uses of AI that he's found is to find every movie that has a particular theme. So you just type into your AI, find me all these movies. Yeah.
I mean, okay.
I'm going to do that.
You're going to do that. Okay. So this week we're going to talk about, or this month, whenever this is the most irregular podcast ever. I think I have the guys beat on their irregular podcast. I think this is the most irregular board games podcast at this point. But we're going to talk about shedding games, which are related to climbing and trick-taking games. In fact, they can sometimes be even all in the same game. I'm not going to get into how I feel about trick taking right this second in terms of defining it. I think Dan Thoreau did a good job of kind of arguing the point there. But we're going to have you seen this thing? What he says about it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. He just defines it very simply, and I'm of a similar viewpoint on that. That once you get too nuanced or technical with oh, this is a trick-taking game and this one isn't, then you're probably doing something a little bit weird with your definitions, but that's my opinion.
I just know that there's thousands of them, or it seems at least like there are.
Yeah, I don't even know how many there are, but there are a lot, and they got a lot popular after World War II. Did you do any reading on these? So I'm going to do some of the history stuff here. This will
be very interesting.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So there's a German game, Mau Mau, which is played with a smaller deck of cards. German trick-taking decks can be smaller in the 30s instead of the 52 that we're used to here in the U.S. But there's that game, and there was a guy in Cincinnati, in fact, in Reading, which is part of the Cincinnati area, and he created the game Uno because he and his son were supposedly arguing about Crazy Eights. Uno, most popular shedding game of all time, sold over 150 million copies at least, and hugely influential, whether people realize it or not. We just played a game the other day, Color 8, that, you could feel its influence there, but like wanting to be better, right? So
this guy who made Uno was familiar with Mau Mau and derived it from that?
I don't know. It's not clear if he played that directly, but like Crazy Eights, which this is a different time now than the 1950s, of course. But Crazy Eights grew in popularity because a lot of military service members had played games similar to Mau Mau and things like that. And the name of Crazy Eights, in fact, and this is why I bring up mental health. Crazy Eights, Section 8 would be when you got kicked out of the military due to mental health reasons. So not encouraging the name of that game, but that is the history there.
That's interesting.
Right. And then they were disagreeing somewhat about how to play that game, and that's where Uno came from. So Crazy Eights
is a shedding game.
Yeah.
And the military was shedding people through Section 8. Yeah.
Well, Crazy Eights is a shedding game too, right? So you have that game and Whot, which is WHOT, and like Switch and War and all these games that got popular, right? And so anyway, I mean, the fascinating thing to me, among other things, is that in 1971, to print 5,000 copies, he took out a home loan, a home mortgage on his home to pay for this. How much do you think he paid for that mortgage at that time?
Oh, good Lord.
To print 5,000 copies.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to say altogether it was some ridiculously low number, like 25,000.
I was surprised. It was 8,000. It was higher than I thought it would be. Because I thought back then, that like printing a card game like this would be like, half the price of the number of units he did. But that's what he took out. He got it going. Eventually sold the game for $50,000 plus 10 cents royalty per game sold. And I've seen it all over. I was just at a big box store the other day, Kohl's, whatever they call it, department store the other day, and I saw there were like 10 copies of Uno on the shelf, 10 different copies of Uno on the shelf. Not any other card games really, but there was plenty of Uno, and it still sells a lot.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of the history that sets up all these other shedding games of like, if you go out, or here's a special ability, or you want to do this thing, or hey, there's going to be one card that starts this thing that we can base what we're playing on, either suit or color or number here.
Yes.
On that. So I think what we'll do is just go through our top 10 shedding games, and these are probably going to change again in the future. These are just 10 that at least I don't know about you, but I enjoy right now and wanted to talk about. So how about you? What's your number 10?
Well, I think actually, if you don't mind, before I jump into my number 10, I have a few honorable mentions. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I really had to cut a couple out too. So yeah, I got my handy dandy sheet here too. Yeah, what are your honorable mentions?
Well, this is an honorable mention, not because I think it's such a great game that it could make the list. It couldn't even get number 11 or come anywhere close to number 11. But this is a game that I played every night for months and months with my grandma. And when she was 99, right? And this is the game that she could play. And it's called LLAMA, the card game.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, this is the game.
We'll see why that's hilarious in a little bit. But yeah.
She understood the rules. They're very simple. You just play these cards. And yeah, she loved it and just played it every night for months.
Why did you overplay it? Is that why it wasn't in your top 10?
It wasn't in my top 10. No, it was. Yeah, it didn't make the top 10.
Okay.
And maybe because I played it so much, really. But it's a good game. It's just so simple. I didn't feel like it was top 10 material, I guess. Maybe I should have put it in there anyway.
No, that's fine. No. On a similar note for me, my extended family has played many, many games of much abhorred and talked about game Phase 10. That would not make the top 10 for me, but I've played a lot of it. And I will still play with my family, not because it's spending time with them, right? Not because it's a game I necessarily enjoy. There's other games on this list I would rather play. Yeah, Phase 10. The problem with Phase 10 is that like someone will get stuck on a phase, right? If you're not familiar, you have to like do this order of like, play. I don't even remember right now. Play straight, play 4 of a kind, whatever. And then you might get stuck on this because somebody just happens to keep going out before you every time, and they're on like phase 9, and you're still on phase 3. And that's what like that type of like stuckness and feeling like you're not accomplishing anything is why I don't prefer phase 10. But it was an honorable mention because how many millions of games do you think phase 10 has sold?
Oh Lord, I'm gonna say how many millions?
How many millions? Yeah.
I wouldn't even have thought. I wouldn't have come close. No. I'll just say a number. 10 million.
10 million. Good guess. Or like 25 years ago. By 2016, it had hit over 60 million copies sold.
Wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
Another heavy hitter in the shedding. But LLAMA, that's not the last we're going to hear of it today. So
okay. All right. And I will give one more honorable mention. I will save my last honorable mention till the very end because I actually think it's going to be on your list based on something that you've already said. But my next one is the opposite of LLAMA. It is incredibly mind-bending to me. I haven't figured it out yet. And the only reason it didn't make my list, it would have otherwise, is I haven't played it enough. And that one is the Yellow House. So
okay.
This is one that I
like that.
haven't really figured
it's not
out.
Actually on my list. No.
Yeah, the Yellow House is one in which the cards that you're able to play and change during the game, but what you have left, I can't remember how it goes now, but it's something about the way that the scoring goes. I can't get my head around it, to be honest. I've only played it a few times and don't understand it, the rules well enough to explain it to you right now. So that's why it didn't make the list. But it is the other end of LLAMA. It's really thinky and interesting. And I can't really get my head around it.
I've only played it twice, so I don't feel like I can give it, and that's probably why it's not on the list for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I now that you say that, I kind of want to get a copy and play it more. So
it's definitely
enjoyed it. Yeah, enjoyed it. All right.
Cool.
Yeah. So honorable.
So I do my actual.
Yeah, your actual, and I'm going to cheat a number 10 anyway, but you'll find out why in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So here's my actual number 10, and it's number 10 not because well, I'll just say what it is. It is Who Did It? And the theme of this game is which pet has pooed on the carpet? And which I don't really like that theme, right? But you have a hand of cards and you say, well, it wasn't my whatever, right? It wasn't my parrot. It must have been your cat. And when you say cat, everyone who has a cat card in their hand has to slap them down on the table. Whoever did it first gets to get rid of that card. And then they say, well, it wasn't my cat, right? Then they go on and say, it was your mouse. And then everybody tries to put down their mouse first. So it's that kind of silly get rid of your cards game. And it is kind of a reaction game as well. And the reason it makes my list is because I use it in my classroom, my language classroom. And that's a theme that'll come up quite a lot on this list, by the way. But this one, it's not who pooed on the carpet, it's who stole the food. And and then I can, when we do our unit on different vocabulary and signs, I teach American Sign Language, signs for animals, then I can just put out and swap out whatever cards I want for the various animals. And it's so much fun for the kids. Yeah.
I like
so
it.
That's my number 10.
Okay. Yeah. How do you feel about Dutch Blitz?
Dutch Blitz is fun too.
Okay.
It's a better version of Who Did It. Yeah.
I mean, there's different games. Like I get why you're using this one for your classroom with the animal names, but bit frenetic for me. I'm very bad at them. So My number 10, this is why I'm cheating. These are two family games I play again with extended family. So Domino Train and Rummikub, both using tiles, dominoes instead, but they are shedding games, right? Like you're trying to get rid of everything that you have, and you play them out in front of you, and you're trying to match up either the numbers or on the train. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. I did not think of dominoes. Yeah. Which is funny because this week I was actually looking to buy some dominoes and didn't even consider that it was part of the thing I was thinking about for this week's topic. Yeah.
Well, the nice thing about both of them, whether Rummikub or Domino Train, is there's enough thinking that you have like something to do, but you can also have your cup of tea and winter or whatever, and sit there and talk with people and spend time together, and it's not intrusive in the time that you're having together.
I think so, and I think that's true of quite a lot of these kinds of games. Not the reaction game like Who Did It, but there'll be a whole bunch later on. Shedding games are pretty good for that. Yeah, for sure.
So that's my number 10. Very similar in a lot of ways, although I think there's a little bit more gameplay going on in Rummikub, but that's my opinion. Yeah.
Sounds good. My number 9 is another classroom game, and this one is Walkie Talkie.
I forgot about that game. Yeah.
Walkie Talkie is one where you have a hand of cards, and then on the table there is a card, and some of them have letters and some of them have colors. On the table there's a card that is a letter and there's a card that is a color, and you're going to be thinking to yourself, I can put down a card, I can put a letter on top of the letter that's out there, and then I'll have that letter plus the color that's out there. So let's say I put down an E, and there was gray card, right? I put out E and gray, and then I have to say elephant, because an elephant is quintessentially gray colored, right? But then somebody else could put down a green card and say some word that begins with an E now, because I put out the E, that is quintessentially green.
Right. A green.
That's all. Yeah. That wasn't a great example, was it?
Yeah. Evergreen. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, and then, if it's something like evergreen, then, the table vote. Yes, we'll accept it, or no, that doesn't count. I would accept it. That's a rough one.
I don't remember. Can you use the color in the word? Like, does that count?
I would say so. I'm not that. Now, maybe the actual rules of the game, maybe no. But I'm pretty flexible on this one because you can get yourself into some sticky situations.
Eucalyptus.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah.
Okay. and then the game just goes on like that. And if you get out of your hand of cards, right, then you're going to win the game. The other thing that you can do is the cards are two-sided. So you have a color on one side and you have a letter on the other. You can say, because of the name of the game is Walkie Talkie, you can say over or over and out or something like that, and everyone flips over their cards.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have the next side, or there's something else like you say Roger or something like that, and everyone passes their cards to the next person. That sort of thing. Yeah. So it's fun, it's frenetic, and when I do a unit where we're learning colors, then we'll use this as a game to get everyone amped up.
How would what does purple look like in sign language? Okay, so describe that for people that are only listening to this via audio.
Sure. So you're gonna extend your index and your middle finger, and you're gonna touch your thumb to the base of your middle finger as you do so, and then you're going to make sure that your index is not pointing up; it's pointing outward, and then you shake the entire thing side to side.
Okay.
So that is how you sign purple in American Sign Language. Yeah.
Makes sense.
And so you would sign it, and then you would fingerspell something that is purple and starts with, I don't know, an A, right? That's I always pick really tough.
A, purple A.
Aubergine. So you
oh yeah. There you go.
It's aubergine.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm French. Yeah. We're British, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's the game, and it's fun.
Yeah. My number 9, this will be brief. I only put this on here because I kept coming back to this. This is the game Haggis. It has a shedding element in that you're betting about losing your hand. The Portland Game Collective recently put out the most up to date version of it. But that's not the one I like as far as the art.
Oh,
personally.
okay. That's the one that has the ram on the cover?
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is fine. I just like the version before that. It's just a very, very good, solid game. It didn't go higher than 9, but it's always one that I'd be willing to play if somebody wants to play, and that's why it's on the list for me.
Yeah. Oh, I love this Celtic art. Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah.
All right. Good choice. There's that one. Where are we on? We're on 8. My number
I can
8.
do my 8 if you want me to, or if you're not ready.
I know. I'm good.
Okay, go. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go back and forth. Mine is Happy Mochi.
Oh, I
And-
haven't played this. I've seen it, but yeah. Okay.
This is it's a game
I'm gonna look
with,
it up.
with really bright, cute art, which I'm going to bring up here.
Yeah.
And all the cards have numbers on them. And so what you're doing in the game is you're playing out 2 cards so that a 9 and a 3 put down together is 93, right? And then
Mhm.
if you're going up, because you're either ascending or descending in the game. If you're going up, the next person would have to play higher than a 93. So they're a bit limited, right? To 100 is 99 is the highest you go. But if you play a card that has a plus or minus on it, then you flip whether we're going up or down. So the
Yeah.
next person could play a 97, but it has a negative on one of the numbers. And now we're going back down. The next person, the world is their oyster. They can play anything down from 97 down to 0. And the reason it's called Happy Mochi is there's mochi on all the cards, but also if you play 2 cards that are the same number
Uh-huh.
and are the same number, then that's a Happy Mochi, and that can break all the rules. You can play them at any time.
Yeah.
And your goal is to go out, and it's just fun, and I use it in the classroom. Again, this is a classroom game where I have my students, when they've learned numbers up to 100, then when they play, they have to also sign that number. It's fun. Yeah.
So did you get that? I know you import stuff sometimes. Was this available in the States? Because this was from Zygomatic, and this is one of the one of the designers of it was the same as Harmonies, right? So
Yes, you're right. And I originally did get it as an import. I think I might have crowdfunded it at some point, actually first, but
Okay.
it was coming from some other country, and then it came to the United States because I picked up the other copies, I believe, at a local game store. Yeah.
yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if it did or not, because sometimes I see things and who
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah, this one's over here now, and it's definitely worth picking up. I use it in the classroom, but it's actually just a fun shedding game. I would play this,
I'll try it.
just for kicks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My number 8 is Tichu. Not because I played a lot, but because of the experiences that I've had with it.
Okay.
Most recently, I got to play with some great people. We were up way too late, as often happens with this game. I am not good at it. I don't always remember the rules. I usually need a refresher, but used to play and played a couple times when it was like 3-4 in the morning after we had finished like a train game or something else, and it was snowing outside. So good memories there. Good memories even with the last time. And this game, and it's similar to like Great Dalmutti, right? You're just
I
trying
don't
to.
know.
Oh.
I've never played the Great Dalmutti, even though I own a copy. I've never played it, and I've heard people talk about the Great Dalmutti over and over. I've never gotten it to table, but I have played this one. Yeah.
I think you'd like the Great Dalmutti, just the way they play. They feel very similar because there's special rules, and I don't know. That maybe that's just me, but Tichu is my number 8. I'll play again if you can put up with the fact that I might play the dragon in in the wrong order. Like, I guess there's some people who get very serious about this game. I do not get very serious about card games for the most part.
Right. That's what I was going to add to what you were saying, because there are people that they know absolutely the right way to play this and how you should play it, and then they will tell you about it. And I don't understand why that is, but it seems to be this game in particular more than any of the others.
Which is really funny because, like, I don't know. Given the theme and everything else, I can't take it seriously. I'm probably going to offend someone out there, but that's okay.
The people who love it. Yeah.
And I'm just going to throw this out there. Thanks to Ryan for inviting me to play. I had a good time last time we played. So that's my
Thanks.
number 8. What's your number 7?
My number 7 is an actual like classic shedder, I think, kind of like Tichu, where I can finally mention one that's like that. It is Fuji Flush.
Oh, I almost put that on my list. I really like that game. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one where the cards go all the way to 20, and you're trying to get rid of the cards. When somebody plays one, you can play the same card to match them as you go. But if someone else, I'm trying to remember how it goes. If you play several cards of the same number, they add together. So now to beat it,
Yes.
the next person would have to play a lot of cards in order to add up and beat that number.
Right. And if it gets back around to you and nobody beat you, then you have effectively gone out of those cards and you get to play again, which is always what you want.
Yes. And anyone who joined you gets to flush theirs as well.
Right. I really like that aspect of how you can join people and mess people up unexpectedly, especially with the lower number cards because they're higher frequency in the game. So
yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah. My number 7 is similar weight. It is the game Linko. Yeah, Amigo had this for a while. So basically, if someone else plays the same amount of cards with a high number, your cards are going to go out and get stolen. And you want to, like all these shedding games, get rid of the cards in your hand, but it can be dangerous trying to time it in certain ways. So it's a fun experience. The Ravensburger version there. Actually, that's probably the one I want to get. I don't own one currently.
Okay.
I do.
I don't either.
That one.
I'd like to pick this one up as well. I do like this art.
Yeah. There's a few different versions floating out there. It's a solid game, and the learning curve isn't too hard once you get what's happening in the game.
It used to be called a Bluxen, I think.
Yeah, that's the term for what happens in the game. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, these are similar. Fuji Flush and Linko. That was a good synchronicity there. My number 6 is now I'm going in a totally different direction.
Okay.
It is Things in Rings.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I was like, I get. Tell people why that's a shedding game, because I don't think everyone would think of that game when they would think of shedding.
Right. It's not like your typical. This is a game where you are trying to get rid of your cards, and that is how you end up winning the game. But in order to do so, you're putting your cards into a Venn diagram created by string on the table. And one person is in control. They are the person who knows what the rules are for each of the pieces of the Venn diagram. But what you have is a hand of cards of just different nouns. And so you just, based on deduction, trying to figure out, okay, what could this be if it's got mittens and a toaster, right? Like what could the rule be? And the other thing that you know is that each of these rings, the rule is based on a particular thing. So in one ring, it's a physical characteristic. In another ring, it's something to do with the way the word of the item is. And in the next ring, it is, I can't remember, actually. It's something else, some adjective or something. So you have a little bit more information. And as the game plays out and cards get put out, you can deduce from what's out there what the rule must be. And once you figure it out, you can start putting your cards out properly. And if you put a card where it goes, you don't have to pick up a new card to replace it. So once you're out, you win.
Right. I think the reason it wouldn't come to mind for a lot of people is that deduction and kind of crowdsourcing element that is happening that feels like apples to apples, right? When that judgment is happening, because so often you'll play this game and it feels subjective, even though there's supposed to be a mark of like commonality of these things, because ultimately some of these are going to be up to the judge whether they are true and truly in the category or not. So
that's true. And now that I've brought up this picture, I can see the categories of the strings. There's the word, as we said, there's attribute, like a physical attribute. And then there's the last one is context, which could be like things you find in a store, right? And it's like, ooh, that's pretty subjective. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Things you find in a house. Whose house? What house? Where?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. We're gonna diverge quite a bit here because my next one is Scout.
Aha.
Yeah, I played a lot of this game when it first came out. I just got to meet the designer a couple weeks ago. Actually, very nice, very
Very cool.
humble guy. But yeah, it is a game. Wow, I see now it's almost hit the top 100. It hasn't been higher than that. Is it the highest it has been? I don't know. I'm curious now.
I don't know, but I think this would be most people's number one, to be honest.
Yeah,
For
I
cheddar.
have played so much, and I see it was higher. It was at 102. Oh, interesting. So it has fallen a little bit. Let's see if it ever got higher than that. It did. It was number 100 for a little bit. I think that was its highest ranking. So it might have seen its heyday, and that might have fallen now. Interesting. I still like it. I would still play it. It's so many people know it now. I don't have to teach the rules. I remember teaching it at first, and it took a little bit because there were a lot of people who weren't used to that. Don't rearrange your hand rule, right?
That's the big conceit. Yep.
Yep. And now, and it was a rule that existed before for other games too, but now because people have become familiar with Scout because of its popularity and being nominated for the Spiel and all this, that I think that it has introduced people to just different types of games and a lot more board gamers taking card games seriously. It used to be that there's a huge divergence between card gamers and board gamers, but there's a little bit more crossover anymore, I would say, because of this game and the crew. But yeah, that's my number 6.
Yeah, and I think a lot of board gamers have really moved into card game territory as filler games, and something to do while you're waiting for everyone to arrive and all of that. And this is a hugely popular one. Not only do you not rearrange your cards, but also it's one in which you flip your cards over at different points, and then they can become a different number, and that's really an interesting thing as well. Yeah. Great choice.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm just gonna mention. No, I'm not. Go ahead. There were other games that I could mention there. Related, Nanatoridori, and of course, and the other one I was going to mention that's worth checking out is Jungo and Nanatoridori. If you like this style,
yes. They almost made my list, actually. They really I think Nanatoridori would have been my number 11. Yeah.
I love the birds on it.
Yeah. I don't understand something while we're talking about that game. It's just because when I played the game, it was explained to me, okay, if you play down 2 1s, for example, they go together and they become 11. Or if you put down 3 3s, it's really 333. And I thought to myself, what is the point of telling me that? I mean, I know 3 3s are better than 3 1s, whether it's a difference of 333 minus 111. Do you see what I mean? What's the point?
I don't know what it adds cognitively to learning that game. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just funny. And I haven't read the rules myself, so maybe that's not really how it's meant to be taught, but that's how it was taught to me, and it was just a strange thing.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, moving on to another game that is a bit more of a classic sort of shedding game for me, but it's only good at 3 players, in my opinion, and that is Planet Etuc, which is Planet Cute, although cute is spelled backwards. And it is a remake of the game Ambient Abissal, which had really cute fish art, and now it's been made into this different planet, which has this kind of crazy cartoon art. But I actually love both versions, and this is one that is an interesting game because as you play the game and you put out a card, you don't know at that point whether you can beat that with a higher rank of color or suit, or whether you beat it with a higher number, because it's only when 2 cards have been played that is determinable.
Yeah.
And then the game proceeds from that point on. Then am I playing to beat with color? Am I playing to beat with number? And I think that's just a really interesting procedure, and the way that the game progresses. It causes you to really think about how your hand is going to play out. And with only 3 players, you can kind of card count and think, okay, he must have this, he must have this. Should I do it this way? What's going to be best for me? Yeah, it's really clever.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I like the designer. Also did 9 Lives, Ghosts of Christmas, and Big Top, and another one that we'll be talking about in a bit. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Good. That's a good game. I do like that one. Yep. My number 5 is 7 Prophecies, which there will be a new version coming soon. But anyway, 7 Prophecies is a game where you are trying to predict when you will have run out of cards and shed all your cards, and you get points for doing that earlier. I just really enjoy the game enough that I even came up with a 2-player mode for that game. So, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it took me a little while to bring it up.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But this is one, where you have these witches, and you're playing out into tricks essentially, and you're having to decide how many you think you're going to get. But as it goes on, you do run out of cards, and that's what determines the end of the game. So you're right; it is a shedding game. I did not think of that. If I would have, it would have been very high on my list. As you know, I love this game, and I'm very excited about the new version, making it more readily available for people. This is a fantastic pick.
The version I think I'll probably get is there's a DeVere version coming that's going to have a magnetic box that you'll be able to track your score in, which will be cool.
Yeah, great. All right.
So that's my number 5. What's your number 4?
All right, my number 4. Now we're getting into the really good stuff.
Yeah.
This is a game called Order Overlord. Nope, I said that completely wrong. Order Overload Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
You're running a cafe, and you're getting overloaded by these orders. And so these people are coming in, they're ordering all these things, and as they do, you read off to the group all the orders that come in, and it's a multiple based on the number of players and times the level of the game that you're on. The game goes up to 7. I always start at 2. So, level 1 is pretty easy, but at level 2, let's say you're playing with 4 people. So you're going to get 8 orders that come in. You're going to read them all off fairly quickly, and then you're going to shuffle them up and deal out the cards. And so everyone has 2 cards. And you look at your 2 cards, and you have to think, okay, what is in order? Not one of these 2 in my hand that was mentioned. And you call that out. And the person, you go around the table, and the person who has that puts it on the table. You've successfully, done a thing. and the next person goes, and they say an order that they don't have in their hand. And it goes around and goes around. And as you go, you have to remember, all 8 things, because as you get to the end, right, things that you thought of are already mentioned, and now you can't say that, so you have to think of this other thing. And when you get up into level 4, level 5, you're talking about 20 things to keep in mind. And if you get it wrong, then you flip over your token, and it's funny because it was a little smiling face, and when you flip it over, it's got these X's for the eyes. So I say that the customer has killed you.
Yeah.
But really, you're just out of the game at that point, and you have to have a certain number of players completely go out of cards or shed their cards in order to move on to the next level. It's so much fun, and it is another absolutely fantastic language classroom game, because I play it with food items the way the game normally is.
Yeah.
But I've also made a version of it that is weather. So now you're meteorologists reporting the weather, and there's all different kinds of weather.
Okay.
You have to mention. I have a version that is vehicles, and so you're running a junkyard, and you're going through orders of different kinds of cars and trucks and whatnot. Yeah, it's fantastic. Just
nice.
Great game.
Yeah, I've played. I would play it again. So did you get the Oink version originally, or did you get?
I have the Oink version. Yeah, I have the
Okay.
Oink version, and then I just made the other.
Oh, you just made the other ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I hope that's okay, but I bought
You're not selling
5
it.
copies
Yeah,
of the
right.
Oink version. So
Yeah. Okay, so my number 4 is I don't know how to say it right. It looks like down up, DNUP, UP, right?
yes,
This
that's
is
a
a
new one.
newer one that Asmodee is now distributing and putting a lot of time and energy behind. I think
Okay.
rightfully so.
Is
It
this
has- go ahead.
made by the same designer that did Scout?
It is. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's part of the
Okay.
reason they're pushing it. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, he got 2 games on here. This one I actually enjoy a little bit more. Maybe that's because I've not played it 200 times, like Scout. But right now I think it's a little bit more interesting in terms of you have 4 actions you can do. You can either play cards from your hand, or add a card to the table, or take cards, or turn all the cards. But when you do these things, it's going to change what's happening in the game. So,
Okay.
For that reason, I right now it's more interesting to me.
You mentioned also that it takes a little bit to explain Scout to people. Do you find that this one is easier to explain?
I think that this is easier for those who are already familiar with Scout, which is a weird thing to say. I mean, but games are always contextual, right? So, Scout got popular enough that even my extended family saw it outside of me playing them. It is how popular Scout got. So I think this one might end up that same way because of how they're pushing it. We'll see.
Do you think this is one that that my parents could play? And they don't, they want not a whole lot of rules. So if it's anywhere on the same level as Scout, we'll say no. But
then I'd say no. I would say
okay.
No.
Okay, it's not that much easier than Scout. Gotcha.
No, yeah, I mean it's not hard, but if somebody doesn't like rules, it's still a card game with like some rules going on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's my number 4.
Right. That's a good one. That's a good one. Brand new. Yeah. My number 3 is a game called Otter. And it's just absolutely adorable. You have these otters that are made of cards, and the heads of the otters give you a rule that you have to follow when you're playing cards. And you play cards onto the belly of the otter, and the cards that you're playing onto the belly are determined by the tail of the otter that says, the kind of creatures that they like to collect. So you're playing, cards that are, here is an example. Sum of cards is above 20, right? So you'd have to play something that the sum of the cards that you're putting down is going to be over 20, or numbers on other cards. It has to be outside of the range of the numbers on the other cards. And if the other cards are 2 and 8, it has to be something lower than a 2, higher than 8. All this kind of thing. But those can change as the game goes on. And so it's very fun and clever. As you're playing the game, you get to play more than one card, so long as you can respect both the condition of the head of the otter and the tail of the otter at the same time. You can keep playing. So if you played the proper card in the proper place, that follows both rules. Otherwise, you can play one card that just follows one of those rules. And sometimes that's all you can do. But I really like it. I love the art. I love the idea behind it. And there's lots of home rules that you can do with this game to make it harder, to make it a bit more challenging than the family-friendly sort of game that is just out of the box. So I like that as well. Yeah, and Otter's my favorite kind of animal. I love the art.
Will your parents play this game?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like Otter too. There's I'm trying to think here. It's not a shedding game, but also from the same publisher. Because Dylan Coyle did this.
Yes, that's right.
Charming Games Collective. I really like Park Life. both the
Oh, yeah, he's in Park Life
yeah
with hedgehogs.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's good too.
Trick taking, but not shedding. Yep.
Yeah. That is my number 3.
3, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, they come that high because I love otters that much.
That's okay, right? Like if you, I mean, that's part of the reason this one, mine got as high as it did, because I think some people are going to be like, "Why would you rank this high?"
Yeah,
13
and
leads.
sorry,
No, go
13
ahead.
leads is your number 3. Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead and talk about Otter more if you want.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Also, I think also with your question, can my parents play it? I think that does factor into why it's so high. Like anybody can play this. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, 13 Leaves, which I have the cranial version, which has the leaves on it, versus I think there's another.
There's a pink box version.
Yeah, magenta, right? Yeah. That's what it was looking for.
It's called. Is what it's called.
Yeah, I had no interest in that. Sorry, CMYK. Sometimes I like CMYK stuff. So that one, like, you can't. I don't know. 13 Leaves. When I play it, I just feel nice and calm, like, because you're either matching or playing lower than the lowest card, or matching or playing higher than the highest card out there. And with the leaf cards, it's just a nice, like we were talking about kind of near the beginning, a nice chill experience where you can just hang out and do that. And I feel like that aesthetic with the leaves matches that a lot better personally. So that's one I enjoy. Obviously, James Nathan, who has one of the largest trick taking collections in the world, according to him, which I have no reason not to believe, but obviously it's a good game too, since he picked it out for CMYK. So
yeah, right.
Right, yeah.
And it is lovely with the leaf version. Yeah,
I do like it.
Yeah. The other version just has colors, and no, this is the way to go. Oh well.
Yeah, it's personal preference. I like it better. So.
Yep. Very cool. I have not played that one. I'm definitely going to be looking for it now.
Yeah.
We're on to number 2.
Yep. Big number 2.
Which this one is probably the farthest stretch and the most removed from a typical shedding game. But I don't play that many shedding games, I realized. And shedding is not necessarily big for me. What I really, really prefer is a storytelling game. And this is Once Upon a Time, this storytelling game.
I'm looking at
it's a game in which you have a hand of cards.
Okay.
And they are all different things that you would find in a fairy tale, right? And some of them, are endings that you're trying to get to. Some of them are just things that will happen in the middle. People you'll encounter, or things that are going to be part of your fairy story. And anyway, you as you tell your story, somebody else can play an interrupt card and take over the story and start telling their story and start playing their cards until somebody interrupts them. And you're trying to gear the story toward your happily ever after, toward your ending. Yeah. And so it's this very interactive, very creative storytelling activity. And again, once my students are high enough level, they can participate in a classroom, and everyone knows, how to tell fairy stories. Everyone can tell simple stories, and this is something that is a structured activity that is a shedding game, really, at its core.
Yeah. So the game's over when you're out of cards?
Yeah, because you've told your happily ever after.
Okay. Yeah, this is a game I have sold a good number of copies of when I was a retailer, but I never actually played myself. So I might give it a try sometime.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Okay. So here is my number 2. I know you've been eagerly waiting this because you knew it was going to happen at some point. My number 2 is LLAMA. I like LLAMA a lot, and LLAMA Dice, because I feel like they are both games, slightly more with LLAMA because it's just cards and chips and you don't have to worry about the dice bouncing all over. But I usually bring a dice tray when I play LLAMA Dice because people get excited. But you can play it almost anywhere except for a plane, right? You can play with people so many different places. It's so easy to teach. It's a lot of fun.
It really is.
And people get excited and upset and everything else good about a card game.
And yet it's so simple. It's like it almost plays itself.
Almost. But like, there's definitely choices in it. Like just enough. It has that nice balance between. So this is Dr. Knizia, of course, but it has that nice balance between choice and like the game running itself. Of it's not quite an activity. There is a choice there. It's a game. So that's why I like Llama.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now I'm really pleased to see that and surprised. But
why are you surprised?
Well, because it's just I guess I thought it was such a humble game. Like, my grandma rejected so many other games because she just didn't want to deal with a lot of rules.
Yeah.
And this is the one that she loved. But it was so simple that, like I say, it almost felt like it was playing itself. And I just thought, well, there's not much here. There's not much to it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so to have you say this is a good game, like this is a game that has something there, that's cool. Just surprised me.
Have you played it at like four players and more? Because it goes all the way to 6. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it just does what it does really well at that player.
Yeah. Yeah, and we were happy to play it every single night, for at least a year, probably 2.
Yeah.
That was our dinner thing that we did with Grandma.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your number one?
All right, so my number one, and I'm going to guess your number one here in a minute, but for my number one, I chose something, because my last one was really just barely a shedding game. This is a real shedding game. Here we go.
Okay.
It is Frank's Zoo. And this is my favorite shedding game, of course, because of the animals and the animal pictures. But the fact that it doesn't have numbers, it's just these kinds of animals, they're better than these other kinds of animals, right? And so it's all in the art on the cards. And it's very tricky because there's like a whole chart to this, like which animals can beat which animal. But you don't need the chart at all. You just look at the card and it has a picture on it if the animal can do that. And there are a couple extra little rules, like if you have a mosquito, you can add it on to an elephant, and somehow it acts as an elephant. Like it, and the reason I believe is from the German. There's a phrase about we have turning mountains into molehills. They have something else that's mosquitoes and elephants, I suppose. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. It's just a funny thing that it's a special thing that mosquito could do is join a herd of elephants. and then you have only 5 of each kind of animal in the game. So you either play one card, which can get beaten by one other card, or you can play 2 cards of the same kind of thing. If someone plays 1, you beat it with 2. And somebody else technically would be able to beat it with 3. But the only way to do that is by adding in the Joker, chameleon, or using a mosquito as an elephant, right? So there's only a few ways to do it. And so you kind of have control, what animals have been played. And it's very, very thinky, very charming, and it's a classic shedding game that I love.
Yeah. I had a friend who really liked this game, and I need to give it another chance. We played it at 3 players twice, and I kind of bounced off a little bit. I wonder if it would do a little better at the higher player counts.
Yeah, and I absolutely would do better at higher player counts. And one reason I can say that for sure is because when you have a higher player count, you're not just playing solo for yourself. There are you pair up, and it's variability so that to who you pair with. The person with the most points pairs with the 3rd place player, and then if you're playing with 4, and the person in 2nd place pairs with 4th place, right? And that can change each round because points come and go with different ways. Lions give you points. Hedgehogs, if you don't have one, you lose points. I'm not quite sure why that is, but it's probably some charming thing. And I've heard so many people talk about this game and say that, okay, it's this animal is eating this other animal, and it's like a food chain. That doesn't make any sense though, because elephants, we know, don't actually eat crocodiles. But
Right.
it's in the name, Frank's Zoo. You want to have a zoo that has better attractions. It's not that your elephant is eating the crocodile, it's that people want to see the elephant more than they want to see the crocodile. So
Yeah.
that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Shall I guess your number one?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I want to look up something.
Yeah, go ahead. There's a new version of this with new art, but it's quite similar, really, to the
Trouble in the Zoo. Zoff is a colloquial term. Okay, I was like, I know a good amount of German. I don't know this word. Is it in German?
Zoff im Zoo. Yeah.
Yeah, Zoff im Zoo. So trouble or quarrel in the zoo. Okay.
Oh, the other ones are quarreling now. Oh well.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what do you think my number one is?
Well, because you said
I give a big hint. Yeah.
Yeah, because you said it could be a game that has both trick taking and shedding, right? Is that your number one?
The big hint that I gave was more about. I mean, technically, I think this is technically trick taking because you're playing cards down until somebody. Yeah, but anyway, that goes back to the beginning. I talked about a designer and mentioned some of his games because you had already talked about one of his games. So
okay. Well, then I don't think my guess is correct, and I will simply save it for my last honorable mention.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, my last one is Maskmen.
I should have thought of that.
I really like this one. In this game, you are creating the value, the strength of the wrestlers in the game. It has fantastic art. The suits are these masks, these luchador masks, which is a lot of fun. So the cards are fun. The gameplay is fun. The variability, and sorry to Billy and AJ, the first time I taught you to play this, I was tired and a little bit out of it, and I taught you very poorly. The game is so much fun, though. It is a game I would absolutely always say yes to. I like how the ranks of the players change, and that you're either going to get positive or negative points if you, if you come in last here. So that swing of gameplay and that change of rank as you're trying to get rid of your cards, I think is just fantastic. Right now, that is my number one shedding game if I were to pick one.
That's interesting that both of our number ones are games that don't have numbers, because this one doesn't either. They're just pictures of masks.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Well, I mean, technically there's numbers because you have the point tokens and there's numbers on those, but there's no numbers on the cards themselves that you're playing.
Yeah. And I have not played this, but I've heard lots of good things and I want to play it. And I'm very curious about, you just said you had taught it incorrectly at some point. Is it hard to teach? Is it really complicated? Even the fact that there aren't any numbers on the cards, somehow this game is quite complicated.
I didn't teach it incorrectly. I taught it poorly. So the basic thing that's going to happen is, so if I let's say I play a gray card down, a single gray card, that's the starting rank. And then I could play 2 orange cards, and now that's a rank higher. And then maybe I play 3 purple cards. Now we know that purple is ranked higher than both gray and orange. And then when I do that, we can start the next trick, and we can either play something that's already been established or something that hasn't been established. So let's say I play a gray card again, but I play 2 green that time.
Okay.
Right now, we don't know anything other than the relationship between gray and green. We don't know green's relationship to orange and purple. That hasn't been established unless we play 3 of those into that trick. And then we can rank that in relationship. So
that does sound confusing, because now you have to remember what it was before.
You have these little tokens, and it's really not that confusing. I just explained it poorly when I explained it to some friends one time. So
all right. Well, I'm very interested in this one. For sure.
It's fun. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a good game.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah.
That's
Well, that
great.
was our top 10 shedding, but let's know. Let me know about your last honorable mention, and then
Okay.
we'll wrap the show. Yeah.
So here's my last honorable mention, and it was when I had thought the clue was that it was trick taking and then a shedding game,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
it's called We Need to Talk.
Okay.
And this is one, it's an honorable mention because I haven't played it. I just found it when I was doing research for this list, and I have bought it. I cannot wait to play it. It is a game.
I don't know this.
It is by the Portland Game Collective. So there's an indie
Really?
designer who makes this game. And so you can find it at Portland Game Collective. And in the game, you're playing tricks. And in the tricks, they are these really cute pictures on each of the cards. But they're numbered, right? From 1 up to 11, not 12. And there are no 6s. I don't know why. But anyway, you're playing and you'll play like a normal trick taking game, and every card is an instance of something that happened in the course of this couple's relationship. So the first part of the game, you're playing tricks and you're winning tricks, and they're all memories. So you're collecting memories of your relationship. But here's the thing. We need to talk because the relationship is over. And so the second half of the game, you're now playing out a shedding game in order to get over all of your memories so that you can go on to your next relationship.
What's the Jim Carrey movie where he's trying to get rid of his memories?
I do not know, but it sounds great. And this theme sounds great to me too. Like, I can't wait to give it a try.
Yeah.
There's rules to the shedding, sort of like some of these other games where you're either trying to play stronger, or anytime somebody plays a purple card during the shedding part, it'll flip, and now you're trying to play something that is weaker as you go. So that's interesting. Yeah, it's got these little quirks to it, but the theme is so strong that it really appealed to me when I was looking at these, and it sort of combines trick taking and shedding in one. We need to talk.
Excellent. Well, you've just been listening to Board Again Games. We were talking about shedding games with George and me, Christopher. And let us know your favorite shedding games, or why you think shedding games are never trick-taking games, or if you think that they are trick-taking games. I don't know. Let's start some fights.
How many rules did we break?
I don't know. It's okay. Thanks for listening, and happy gaming.
Thanks, guys.
You just listened to Board Again Games, where we talk about our top 10 shedding card games, as well as some of the history behind those games. Thanks for listening as we continue to explore the world of tabletop gaming. Happy gaming!